Oh God! Oh God, Star Trek! Why are you doing this to me? You were doing so well! You were doing so well! Welcome, people of Earth, to Ren Trek. Welcome to episode 4, and we are reviewing and breaking down series 2, episode 4 of Star Trek Picard. And as you could probably tell from my opening, this was a real drop in Star Trek quality. A real drop. 1 and 2, good. 3, this one, yeah, real clanger. But let's break it down and we will review as we go, and I'll point out the reasons why I think this was a real stinker. We open on Chateau Picard and we see Picard and we see Agnes, and then we very quickly transition to Seven and Raffi. They are at the hospital looking for Rios, where we saw him last in the previous episode being taken away by ice. We then jump back to Agnes and Picard. They break into Chateau Picard, and we get a little history about the place, how the Nazis used it as a base of operations in World War II, and that the Picards did a runner to England, which obviously is where Jean-Luc got his accent from. I presume this has been mentioned before, but maybe not. Maybe they're tying up that little plot hole. So if they are doing that little plot hole, well done. Cool. Fine. I'm fine with that. And we see another flashback of a young Picard running around looking for his mum again. Picard and Agnes then discuss what they need from the Borg Queen. What other piece of information did Agnes manage to get out of the Borg Queen's head? And as they're doing this, Agnes is walking around, poking around, nosing around in Picard's stuff. And then Picard notices that she has moved 15 balls on an abacus. She has picked out the 15th volume of the Encyclopedia Britannica, and she has picked up a bottle of wine from, I think, 1915. And he goes, aha, everything you've just touched there is suggesting 15, the 15th. That is relevant. That must mean that the date that this thing is going to happen that we need to change is the 15th. What date is it today? It's the 12th. Okay, we've got 3 days to sort this out. She even calls him Dix because of, Picard used to enjoy going on the holodeck, pretending to be Dixon Hill. He enjoyed the novels and he would reenact these things. He was a big fan in First Contact as well, when he machine gunned down that Borg. But this was, straight off the bat, some real sloppy crap. 15. Like, it was like something from a kid's cartoon. It was like something I would have written when I was a child making films when I was, 12 or 13. There was a better way to do this. Not just her picking up things that had the number 15 and him spotting it. Come on, this was crap. We then cut to Seven and Raffi on a bus. They're travelling. They had some money, so that's fine that they could get on the bus. And they are travelling to the police station via bus. And there is a man on the bus with very loud music, as you can see from the picture up here. There he is. And it is a cameo from the same actor playing the same character from Star Trek The Voyage Home, when Kirk and Spock are sat on a bus and that character is listening to very loud music. They ask him to turn it down politely. He does that, as you can see again in the picture, and swears. And Spock's like, "Oh, this swearing," and he's like, "Yeah." Kirk's like, "Yeah, I know. It's so uncivilized. We don't do that now in Star Trek. Take note, Discovery and Picard." And then Spock gives him the Vulcan nerve pinch, knocks him out. So here he is. He's back listening to his music. I think it's the same song. Seven says, "Turn that down." And he goes, and he remembers getting pinched by Spock up how many years ago, I don't know. I think it was in the 90s. And goes, "Okay, sorry, I just really love that song." I love Easter eggs. I love cameos. Big fan. Fan me up. I love fan service. Was this good fan service? No, not at all. A lot of rubbish. Crap. Give us someone we love. Show us someone we love in it. I mean, unfortunately, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but Someone with some meaning in the Star Trek universe, not just some punk. They get on a bus. They have to get on a bus. Oh, do you know what we should do? Put that punk on the bus with his music still. Come off it. We then go back to Picard and Agnes and the Borg Queen, and Picard says, right, I'm going to beam off. You keep working with the Borg Queen. I'm going to shoot off and go and see if I can find the Watcher as well, or find Rios and whatnot. So he beams off, and he materializes on Forward Street, which is the road we've seen before in the episode 1, where we saw Guinan at 10, number 10, the bar where she works, 10 forward. Get it? Because in Star Trek Next Generation, her bar was called 10 Forward on the Starship Enterprise. Fact is, she didn't name it 10 Forward. It was the forward part of the ship, and it was on the level 10, hence 10 Forward. But no, the writers of Picard don't know about Star Trek. Anyway, he goes into the bar, and he's looking around, and we see an actress, a young black lady. We have not met this woman before. And he goes, Guinan. And we're supposed to just suddenly believe that this is Guinan. They've recast Guinan for a younger version. They de-aged Data in the previous season. They de-aged Q at the start of this one. They de-aged Picard and Raffi in season 1 to make them look younger at a certain point in a flashback. But with this, they recast her. And this was a real sticking point for me, because there was no need. There was no need to recast Guinan. You could have had very, very, very simple. Yes, she looks different to how she looks, how she looked. She's, older. She still looks great. It's Whoopi. But all they would have had to have done is had no Guinan in the previous episode, this Guinan, and actually have Whoopi back in time. And when he sees her, he's like, Guinan? And she's like, she knows who he is, right? Because you'll find out that there's no reason for her not to know who he is. She knows who he is, and it's just Guinan from the future, and at some point she's gone back in time for some reason. Doesn't matter why. We could make that work. But instead they recast it to another actress. That's not the worst thing. It was annoying, but it's not the worst thing. The worst thing is she didn't recognise Picard. Now you may think, why would she? She's in the past. But if you're a Star Trek fan and you watch Next Generation, you would have seen the episode Time's Arrow, where Data and Picard and Riker and everyone, pretty much, go back to the past in America. They go back to, I don't know when it's like 1885, I don't know. Mark Twain is there as a writer, and Guinan is a very prominent figure, hanging around with the hoi polloi in that time period. She's been on Earth for a long, long time, hundreds of years, Guinan. And Picard and her meet, and he's like, Guinan. She's like, I don't know who you are. And he's like, you will do. We're going to be great friends. And she's like, oh, that's nice. So Guinan has met Picard before. So why does this Guinan, this recast Guinan, not know who he is? I don't know. Again, if you want to go, okay, it could be a different universe. This could all be in a different universe, and a lot of people want this to be in a different universe because it's not Star Trek. It's not Next Gen. This is more Discovery and Picard, and it's in their own universe. And hey, maybe that's what it is. But they're just forgetting Time's Arrow, which is an insult, because Time's Arrow is a 2-parter. It's a bloody good episode. Bloody good pair of episodes. I recommend go watch it on Netflix. Anyway, rant over. This Guinan pulls a shotgun on Picard. Who the hell are you? Fine. Guinan has a phaser rifle behind the bar in 10 Forward. We know she's very good with a phaser. She's even better than Worf. We've seen it. Just fine. She has a gun. Whatever. We then cut away and we go to Raffi and Seven. They are at the LAPD looking for Rios. They have never heard of Rios at the LAPD. Some random bloke says to them, oh, if your mate was an illegal immigrant, ICE would have taken him. LAPD won't know where he is. You need to, go and locate ICE. So they've got their new directive. We then cut to Rios, and we see Rios in a cage. He's being held with all the other illegal immigrants. And him and the guard get into a bit of a blah, blah, blah. Rios gives him a bit of crap, and the guard tasers him for his troubles. He ends up on the floor. We then go back to Picard and Guinan. They're sat at a table having some shots. She's forcing him to drink. She's forcing a man who's close to 100 to drink shots. Nice woman. And she's got a shotgun at him. A shotgun at him. I know he's got a robot body, but he looks like an old, sad man. This isn't Guinan. But anyway, she's going, what do you want? He's trying to explain without giving away the future. Don't know why, because he did it in Time's Arrow, so whatever. But she's like, nah, not buying it. I'm going to give away my dog, and I'm leaving this place. And a bloke turns up and takes her dog for some reason. It comes over and sniffs Picard, and she's like, usually doesn't like people. And he's like, well, he senses I'm a good guy, man. I think it was just another way to get one of Patrick Stewart's dogs in there, because he loves these bull terriers. And then she says, I'm giving up on mankind. I am off. I'm leaving. Yeah. Picard then, in a opportunity to convince her, he starts saying words to her that she says to him in the future. And you sort of hear this sort of voiceover, and it makes her throw up. And it's a sickness that these Elorians get. The guy is an Elorian. That they get when they work out that there's a disturbance in the timeline. This is what happens. And we know that Guinan can detect when there's disturbances in the timeline, because we've seen it before in Next Generation, in yesterday's Enterprise. Everything changes because of a ship coming back through a wormhole. But Guinan just knows something's wrong. And she tells Picard, and everything gets sorted out. Great episode. Go and watch it on Netflix. But she doesn't chunder in a bucket. She just knows that something's going on. Why does it all have to be so gross in Picard? But yeah, that's what happens. We then cut back to Raffi and Seven, and Raffi breaks into a police car. Why not? Sure. Raffi's gone backwards, man. At the start of this season, she was back in uniform. She was a Starfleet officer. And as I said at the start of these reviews, my episode 1, this is where she should have been in the first place. This is where they all should have been. These people are supposed to be better than us. People in the Federation, in Starfleet, are supposed to be things for us to aspire to. People for us to look up to and go, these people are doing it right, and this is the way the world should be. But Raffi has sunk because of... Is it because of Elnor dying? Whatever. People died all the time in Starfleet. You had to get on with your job. But she has gone back to being a criminal. And she smashes into a police car. Yeah, why? Don't do it sneakily. Just smash it. They get in the car. She gets a laptop. She knows how to use it. And they find Rios. And then they get in the car and they drive it away. Seven drives a car from the year 2024. How does Seven know how to drive a car from 400 years in the past? Now, people go, well, Borg Collective, she's got all those memories of all those other Borgs, so she could have that. Granted, she could have that, but she hasn't got her Borg implants at the moment. So, has she got all of that information, all of that knowledge? I don't know. Again, just the writers not caring, not giving a shit, not explaining anything. Who cares? We then cut back to Agnes, because she has got communications up and running, and Agnes says, I'm here. And they say, yeah, quick, can you beam us to this place? We know where Rios is. We want to go there. Beam us. She's like, beaming's not working, but I may know someone who can help me. She's talking about the Borg Queen. We then go back to Picard and Guinan is packing up her gear into a car or truck, whatever. She's leaving. She's saying, I'm off. Mankind sucks. Picard says, it will get better. Trust me, it will get better. And this isn't that bad. And she says, it's fine for people that look like you, but not for people that look like me. Hinting, not even hinting, explicitly hinting, Picard being a white man and her being a black woman. Absolutely, the world is easier for white men than it is for black women, sure. But Guinan has mentioned race before, because she's not a black lady from Earth, she's a Lorian, you know, and she has mentioned race before when she's talking to Jean-Luc Picard in the episode Measure of a Man in Next Generation, and she talks about slavery, and it works, and it's powerful, and it has a moment that makes you think about one's worth, people's worth. Measure of Man, Next Generation on Netflix, go watch it. But this seemed like it was just thrown in there. Just thrown in there. Throw a line in there, you know, referencing their colour. And it doesn't even give you pause to think. It just cracks on. It just stuck out. We then cut to Rios, and Lady Doctor is there, and you know, they're having a little bit of a chirp up again, and it's nice. They've got nice chirping. But then the guard comes in again, who tasered Rios earlier. And Rios goes, here he is, that guy again. The one with a face like a Ferengi. And I went, oh, racist, Rios? This, when they're trying to push this message of people of Hispanic origin, like Rios, and you know, and these people being carted out the country by ICE, and race with Guinan and Picard, and she's mentioning how things aren't easy for people that look like her. All true, absolutely. Why does then Rios call a guard someone who looks? He call him a term of you know, a racism about Ferengis, just suggesting all Ferengis are ugly and he looks like any of them. Again, sloppy writing. The writers not understanding what their message is supposed to be and then throwing that casual racism in. Like, it's just not good. We then cut back to Raffi and Seven. They're being chased by police cars because they stole a police car. They haven't been caught. Somehow Seven's driving is better than all of the LAPD cops who take their special driving course to drive fast and catch criminals. And then we go back again to Rios, and he's been loaded onto a bus, I presume to be taken to Mexico. The guard is on there who looks like a Ferengi, says adios, and off that bus goes. We then go back to Agnes and the Borg Queen, and Agnes saying, come on, Borg Queen, help me out here. She's going, what do I get? And Agnes says, me. Like, I'll be your friend or some crap. I'll talk to you. I'll give, you know, we'll have a nice chat. And the Borg Queen says, yeah, all right, I'll help you out. So Raffi, Seven, driving along. Agnes says, put on the brakes. They say, we're running away from people. She says, trust me, slam the brakes on. Instead of just going, yeah, if you stop, I can beam you out. But hey, make it dramatic. They slam on the brakes, phew, beams them out of there. They get beamed to a place where Rios's bus is going to be going past. And Raffi and Seven say, yeah, we're going to hijack it. Okay. We then go back to Agnes and the Borg Queen. And Borg Queen says, you're welcome, Agnes. And Agnes goes, see ya, and walks away. And the Borg Queen's like, no, we're going to have a nice chat, aren't we? Walks away. Agnes! Agnes! She's furious, man. She is not happy that Agnes has turned her back on her. We then jump back to Picard and Guinan. She's still packing up her stuff. She's got loads of belongings she wants to take back to Allura or whatever. Or go and find the Nexus, who cares? And Picard says, right, okay, I'll tell you everything. And he gives her all the information about the future, and he wants to meet the Watcher. Help me find the Watcher, Guinan. And Guinan says, all right, I'll take you to her. She's not going to like you, though. You better be nice or she'll tear your eyeballs out or some crap, I don't know. And they go and they sit on a park bench, and a little girl turns up with white eyes. And she goes, right, you want to talk to me? Guinan, you F off, do one. You got 10 seconds or I'll pull your eyes out. She hates Guinan for some reason. Guinan leaves. Picard says, don't leave Earth. Give people a chance. And then the little girl says, come on, follow me. Picard follows her, and then her eyes go normal, and a man serving dogs' eyes go white. And he comes and takes Jean-Luc's arm and takes him. And then a creepy looking bloke's eyes go white and the hot dog man goes off. And then they're just doing a bit of a switcheroo. And he says, why are you changing into people? And it's like, to stop people from following us, you fool. And then that creepy man's eyes go normal, he goes off. And we see a hooded woman and takes its hood off. And it's Laris. It is Picard's Romulan maid / bodyguard / bit of fun that really wants to bang Picard. And he's like, Laris? She goes, She opens up a door in space. The place is packed, man. There's loads of people about, but screw it. She opens up a door in space and they sneak through, disappear. Why is Laris there? I mean, I did say in the other episode that she's probably pretty old because Romulans are old. Why is she the Watcher? What the hell's going on? I don't know. It could be one of those things where they go, we need someone. Who should we have? Let's give her more stuff to do. I don't know. I hope it works. Anyway, we then cut to a woman reading a book, and we hear Q talking, and he's trying to manipulate her to cry at the end of a paragraph of her book or something, and then snaps his finger to do his thing, and she laughs. The woman laughs. And Q has lost his powers, clearly. He says that's unexpected and massively unfortunate. Credits. Whew. So, there's the episode in a nutshell. There's my review and my breakdown. Couple of little Easter eggs for you there. Not a huge amount. But a lot of shoddiness. I'm really hoping they can bring this back round. It was doing so well. I want it to do well. I love Picard, the character. I want this to turn around and bring it back in the next episode. But geez, what a load of like tosh in there. Just throwing crap left, right and centre. These writers are really, really bad. I know one of them has got a real bad track record of just nonsense. I'll find out who they are and we'll read them out. Maybe at the end of the 10 weeks when we do a sort of overall recap. But there you go. That was it. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you got something out of Star Trek Picard season 2, episode 4. I hope you took something away from it. I hope you enjoyed some bits of it, even amongst all the dross. And I hope you keep watching that, and I hope you keep watching this. And I hope you go and watch, if you haven't, I don't know why you wouldn't have, go and watch Next Generation on Netflix. One of the best shows of all time. So, join me next week as we carrying on to boldly go forth with this show. And, yeah, be there or be square. See you later.